Hi there, everyone. It's TanyaMFK here with your Project Shop free preview. We are going to go through Canva today and how to design a bunch of stuff with this amazing free software. I don't know if you call it software, website, SaaS, right? It's awesome. So this is your first time. Welcome to Project Shop. It's amazing, awesome, super easy skill of the month club that we do to make it easy for entrepreneurs to build skills and get projects done while trying to juggle a million other things. This is when you just don't have time for a course, right? So last month we did copywriting. Now we're jumping into designing. So without further ado, I'm going to just jump right into it because we probably got an hour. We're going to go through all of Canva, really detailed. It has a new interface. So if you are familiar with Canva, you might still have some surprises as we are going to be using the new interface that just got updated recently. This is we're now the end of 2018. I don't know the exact date, but there's new stuff, there's new features in a new look. So we're going to jump in, show you everything, how this looks, and do it. All right, we're gonna design some stuff. You're gonna get this done by the end of the month. You'll be like, wow, this is awesome. So let's just jump right in. So really quick, Project Shop, guys, is like I said, skill of the month is really kind of what we refer to it as. It's weekly live lessons. We go 30 minutes to an hour. You get the replay sent out the same day in case you can't show up, and you got assignments. You do have assignments, right? So this is how we make sure that you have some sense of accountability to get it done. Because if we just say, oh, this is great, information is free. You can go and take time and go learn Canva yourself, right? But when are you going to do it? That's the thing. When are you going to do it? When are you going to organize yours? Like, this is the day I go and explore Canva. So you show up in here and we say, okay, great. This is what you need to do this week. And you're like, oh, that's just that little part. Awesome. You go do that. And by the end of the month, those little things compound and you're going to get a project done. That's what's super awesome about Project Shop. Okay. So, excuse me there. I have a little cold. We also have Q&A. So if you get stuck, you're like, what the hell is she talking about? Email support, you reach out to me. And then you get your finished project. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing when you don't have time, but you want to learn stuff. So we are going to be designing with Canva. Why? You're like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Why am I even doing this? That's probably not true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here at this video. But right, the thing is our designers aren't always available, or we don't have the budget for a designer. And it's a lot of stuff to learn. So if you just go and grab InDesign, which is, one of the big design softwares, you might lose your freaking mind. I know I probably couldn't even open it and get it started. I mean, I would say open the box. I don't even know if it comes in a box, but I probably wouldn't even be able to download it. That's how non-tech I am. So Canva is fantastic for you if non-tech is your vibe, non-tech is your jam, and you just need to get some stuff done. Excuse me again. So you may realize that sorry, that's really getting me on my little cough here. You may realize as you go along your entrepreneur journey that there's a lot more stuff than you thought that you need to do, like Facebook covers and your business cards and your YouTube covers and all of these things. You're like, holy crap. Are you going to be able to Are you in a position to hire a designer every single time? We are very fortunate here at Build-A-Biz to have a designer, wonderful Steven. Many of you guys know him. We are so lucky to have him, but he's super rude because he sleeps. I guess that's a thing he wants to do. So I can't always get a hold of him. I know he's on thin ice. I mentioned it before, but I have to actually go in and design stuff. And there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to use his software. So Canva is a wonderful, wonderful thing where I can jump in and my things don't look like my toddler did it. And I can almost pull off like I was a designer. It's amazing stuff. So this, like I said, we're going to go for about an hour. I'm going to try to reel it in as much as I can. So get ready, get your water, get whatever you need. And, maybe whiskey might be the thing. I'm just warning you, there's a lot to go over, but it's going to be really thorough and really awesome. All right. So Jumping in, like I said, Project Shop, it is 4 weeks. Today we are doing the Canva tour. So we're going to go into everything, show you how it all works. Then we're going to dive more into some like design elements, really basic still, but the good design basics that will allow you to not come in and be like, holy crap, what do I do with all these choices? And that's the other thing you might see with Canva. You're like, there's so much to choose from. How the hell do I start? We're going to help you along with that. So week 2, we do fonts, colors, images. Week 3, we have backgrounds, shapes, and layouts. And week 4, we're going to get into those branding basics and do your final design. All right. So that's how that's going to work. We already kind of discussed what Canva is. It's going to allow you to make designs and, pull the wool over someone's eye that you know what you're doing. There's a ton of images. They have all kinds of great stuff, customizable layouts, easy photo editing. You can collaborate with anyone. That's a big deal. If you have a team, you're like, hey, I want you to check this out. And they're going, well, I didn't get it in my email. Oh, I can't find it. I can't download it. It's the wrong thing. Ugh, that's annoying stuff, right? Canva, you just get it in there. You can collaborate with them. It's perfect. A lot of times I do this when I'm just trying to tell Steven what the hell I'm talking about. And like, look, this is what I mean. It's like this. And I can make a little mock-up and then he can go and do his magic. So that's a wonderful thing as well. It is free. Yay. It's free, guys. It's totally free. And there is a paid version. And with the paid version, you do get some nice upgrades, things like, really setting your full branding in there, your logo, all your brand colors, additional colors. If you are using them, you can kind of keep your whole palette at your fingertips. You can resize designs across styles, which you might be going like, what the hell does that mean? That means if you create a YouTube cover, that's a certain size, which you'll learn the size thing's a big deal, and go, you know what, that would be an awesome Instagram post. You can't do that with the free dream. It's like, oh, morph that into an Instagram post. You have to go into the Instagram size and you're gonna have to make it from scratch, which is very doable. Don't let it freak you out, but it's also really nice if you just like click a button and it does it for you. Super great stuff, okay? You can also organize. They give you organization folders. I think that was really smart and frustrating that was the paid thing, because I'm going to show you today in the free account that it's a mess without the folders. So it's really nice that you can do that with a paid account. And you also have access to all of the photos. You'll also see as we go through that there are some images, templates, things that do cost. But in a lot of cases, if you just need one here or there, it's only $1. So again, the free account is still amazing. And there are just some, icing on the cake with the paid version. Okay. So that is that. Like I said, we're going to go through all the stuff you can make. I'm going to go ahead and stop the slides now. Here I am. And we're going to jump into to what Canva looks like. Okay. So let's look at this now. We're just going to share my screen here. And now we see Canva. I don't know if I can move my little face out of there, but that's okay. We're going to survive. So once you sign up, this is what it's going to look like when you come in. Now, again, for those of you who may be familiar with Canva and go, wait, mine doesn't look like that. You'll see over here on the side, there's this use Canva 1.0. That would be where your problem is. So if yours doesn't look like this, then on the left, it probably says use Canva 2.0, and that's going to make sure that your interface looks like this. All right. If this is your first time, that means nothing to you. You're going to come in and you're going to see this. So what would you like to design? We can easily enough just go in here and we can just type what we want, right? But you'll see over here that we have all these different programs, announcement, Facebook ads, so many more things that we can do. So let me just get over to that screen now so I can get a little more interactive with you guys here so you can see what's going on. All right. Beautiful. So like I said, there's that 1.0 thing over there. Here's where we could type in. And here, this is where, so if you already know what you want, you're going to type it right here. Like, I want one of these. I want a logo. But if you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure, you'll see that there's a bunch of options under this recommended. You'll also notice when you hover over it, it gives you the size, whether it's in pixels or millimeters, centimeters, skyscraper ads. And this goes on and on and on. Guys, this is a really long list. Postcards, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook events, gift certificates, CD covers if you're still making CDs, bless you. Infographics, menus, logo. And we saw that sexy one over there. It said logo. Like, what? I can make my own logo? Don't tell your designer. He's going to freak out. Desktop cover, book covers, certificates, magazines, your basics too. Like if you just want to make some letterhead, your post and a poster, presentations, right? Slideshows even. There's a really awesome thing in here to do slideshows. So you'll see tons and tons of options, right? What we're going to do today is focus just on a social media post. I think everyone, that's something that can relate with most people, something that they will do, whether they're running a business or they just like posting stuff on their Facebook or Instagram page. So we're going to start with that. We're going to click on social media. I'm going to click right here. And you will see what happens. So it opens up and basically all the navigation's on our left. All the navigation's over here. This is where we live. And on the right's where we see what we've done. What have you done? So we start with templates. Templates, what's wonderful about the new 2.0 version is that the templates are finally separated into topics, like into categories. The previous version, you had to just scroll. And, one moment it might be back to school. Next thing is a birthday party. And then it's back to school again, the National Beer Day. And it was all over the place. This is so exciting to have it really separated like this so you could get an idea of what you want. So if you're going to go the template route, which is totally fine because they're fully customizable, then you can scroll here and see, oh, I want to do a real estate thing. I'd like to do a quote card. I have a sale. I have a travel thing I want to do. Days and events, right? That's where you get your, donut days and celebrate Victoria Day. There was even one called leave work early day. I'm originally from US. I'm not sure when that day happens, but I certainly missed it for many, many years. Party social graphics, on and on. You guys just see here it goes. And then they kind of have the uncategorized just stuff and things. Okay. So love this. Let's go with something that everyone's going to understand easily, and that is a quote card. We see these all the time. I just want to quickly show you how customizable this is. So right here, I'm just changing this. Don't worry about how I'm doing this right now. Just see that it can be done. So we can change this. We can change dates. But it's not just that. You might go, oh, that squiggly's there. No, that squiggly can be here. It can also not be here. Be like, I don't even like that squiggly. It's the worst squiggly ever. Or go, this is really nice, Tanya, I like it, but those are not my brand colors. You're like, that's okay. Let's figure that out. You want some purple? All right, let's do it. You want to do purple again? Okay, good. Oh, maybe your brand colors are purple and orange for some reason. Maybe they are. Or maybe it's the background. See, I'm just clicking on the thing I want to change. It's showing me up here and I'm going, oh, all right. Wow, that's awful. So you see, there's so many options. You have full opportunity to mess things up, but you can also go back, of course, right? That's always helpful. Now, again, all of these little details about how to create it, we're going to go into over the next couple weeks. Right now, we're just showing you what you can do so you can get excited and be like, holy crap, I'm seeing how easy she can do this. This is amazing. All right. So we love templates. Again, like I said, fully customizable. Maybe you're like, this is perfect. I need to do 2 of them because I'm going to do this and another, one that says project shop and one that says Tanya is awesome. I can be like, oh, just copy that. And then we're going to be like, change this to, Tanya's awesome shop. Woo. It said arse. That's not good. Tanya's awesome shop. Right? Lovely stuff here. So now we're going to move into elements. So everyone doing okay? Take a deep breath. We're going to go into elements. Like I said, I'm trying to run through this as quick as possible. Elements is in depth. So there's all your other design options. So we're going to go through this. Maybe you'll have to slow it down. Those of you watching this replay on YouTube or something, slow me down. So let's look at images. So we're going to start with our first element. Element is just all the stuff, right? It's just all the different things that you can put on your design, right? So photos, you all understand photos. They have, Canva has an amazing relationship with Unsplash. If you're not familiar with Unsplash, I'll mention it again later, but you can get a lot of cool images, not just the cheesy, like, look at me, I'm a doctor. You can get some really good images to use. So these are images, right? So you see all. free photos, right? So they start with you can go like, oh, just give me the free. You'll also see that there are not free. So let's choose something in our photos. Let's go to photos here and let's go to even Halloween, right? Halloween. We saw that there. Halloween. So you'll see now when I go specific, you'll see free, 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 $1, $1, $1. And when you use the not free, you'll see that it has the watermark on it and all those things. So just design however you'd want it to be, use it the way you want. And then when you're ready to download, that's when they're going to prompt you to pay that $1 single use. Okay. Now, if you find yourself using these all the time, then of course, maybe it's time for you to get a paid account. But if it's a one-off here and there, I mean, $1 is a pretty reasonable cost. So again, those are photos. I think that's pretty easy to understand. Let's just tell you a couple things about them. Let's go ahead and let's go with this pumpkin here. Really quick, as we're in this, you'll see that here are things we can mess around with it. You got filters. Most of you know what filters are. If you play with Instagram at all, you're going to see this little kind of, that's a filter, puts it through a different look. Like, oh, wait, I wanted those. I want black and white pumpkins. Who doesn't want those? Let's go back to our solar style and go, I like it, but it's not quite right. So we're going to go over here and we can adjust it. You really want to get into some, have a certain look you're going for. That's okay. Maybe you want to blur it. You're like, I don't even want them to know it's pumpkins. Or I really want them to know, let's make all the detail here. So this is nice when, say you do have leaves or something and you want to put text over this and the image is just too sharp, but you're really set on it. That's okay. You can blur it out. We talk about that again in our other week lessons, but you see here that you can do that. Let's say for some reason, you want to, crop this image. That's okay. We can crop it. So let's pull this in here and go, I only want that corner done. And it's cropped, right? So we got that. Or I need these this way. I need them horizontal or upside down. Obviously, that's what I need. So there you go with images. Pretty easy, right? So that's our element 1. So let's go back to the rest of our elements. So the next element we have here is a grid. I think grids are super fun. What you'll notice as the experience we just had here with the photo before was that they, I had to drag it in. I had to choose what size I wanted it to be. I had to do all those things. With a grid, let's see how grids work. So we'll go here. Boop, automatically goes the size that I want, right? And we'll just pull up a picture and we'll put a picture here of, do we get something sideways here? Whoop, did you see that? No adjusting. It just says, oh, this is the picture. That's how you want it. Or maybe you're going, well, I like that, but it's not exactly where I want it. Okay, I want more of the top of his head, or I want more of the computer. That's how we adjust it. I just double clicked on that. Okay. And then I want this other computer. I have a lot of images of computers in here, huh? Drags it right over. Let's do another one real quick, just so you can see what grids do again, that we have lots of options. This is a fun one to look at here. I like, so this is a crazy one. Now you might think, well, why on earth do I need this? Why would I need this? Some people are doing photo collages and different things and going in and trying to hand, set all of these and make sure that they're the proper sizes. Oh, that's a good example there too. See how that did it? It showed up just kind of in the middle there. I don't know if I can recreate that, but you see how it did that. And then all I did was kind of drag it into the spot I wanted. See? So look at it, just kind of, it does that for you. So making these all the sizes, it can be tedious. So it's a lot easier when you have these grids, sets it up for you and you're done. There's lots of options, apparently lots of seagulls here and you'll see. And again, same thing. Maybe you don't want this particular part of this seagull. So we move it around and go, oh, I want that one. And now we have that. Okay. That's just a double click. And again, we'll learn that later. So that is grids. Now let's move into shapes. Most of you who have gotten through preschool, we're all familiar with what a shape is. Let me see you why it matters. Whoa, you saw that? That was nice. I was just kind of resizes it. Of course, you can make that any size you want. Doop, doop, doop. This is great. Let's say I wanted to make my own quote card from scratch. I could do something here and I could throw in some text on that. And again, we'll go over this in a bit and go, wow, Charlie and Katie are engaged. Isn't that the most exciting thing ever? And I'm going to add a bunch of other things here and it's going to be great. Another great way to use shapes. I always like to play with the triangles here. And I like to kind of do somewhere it's like, one of these. I don't know what that's called. I'm not a designer. I just know how to use Canva. So you'll see that there. You can kind of do this stuff and just play with it, and see what makes sense for your element. So again, say you're doing something there and you're going, oh, I want to do a happy birthday. Well, look at that. My friend's favorite colors are white and yellow. And, we've already given it some depth and something else, right? So you'll find that these shapes actually come in handy more often than not, especially with quote cards and things as well. A lot of times as, entrepreneurs were putting a sales announcement or something out there. So, we have these images, but that's usually not the one that stands out. So we want something to go over it. We got this, change the color, write our text and go, let's look at that happy birthday and say happy birthday, 20% off. Okay. Something like that. So you'll see where the shapes come in handy, right? Everyone got shapes. And now let's move into charts. So I'm trying to do this as fast as we can. If you want a slow tutorial, I'm sure someone out there has it. I am not that person for you. Charts. So charts, you guys know what charts are. This is awesome because I personally would never want to take the time to create this, but there are so many reasons why charts are helpful. They illustrate information in nice visual ways, right? I'm not about to hand draw it and I'm not about to create it with a bunch of little squares, grid, or whatever other wonderful stuff they have done here. Okay. So they have done this for you. So you can go in and say, okay, item 1 is people that love Canva. Here, people that would rather cry. On and on, right? I'm just going to on and on here. Okay. So you'll see I was just automatically putting it in there. Now, if I don't want something, there may be an easier way to do this. I'll be honest. I've just been doing that and it takes that whole thing out. You saw what I did? I just deleted the information in that grid and it automatically deleted that extra bar. Now, again, if you're like, holy crap, that's not what I meant to do, go back and you can get, I'm going back a couple times, undo, our favorite button there, and you're back. There are all types of charts as you've seen. Let's add a new page here. Pie charts. And again, as you know, colors, we can change colors. So we go here and say, oh, I actually want it to be this color scheme or this color scheme. It's nice is that it will kind of choose the nice complementing colors here. And you'll see this is change all of this color to this color. You have a lot of things you can mess around with here. That's something I can do. I can mess with the font colors. It turned it all to blue. I can mess with the sizes. Wow, that's large. I can bold it, italicized, fun stuff, right? Charts. Here we go with charts. Now let's move on to illustrations. So illustrations are just that. They're kind of like your clip art type thing. Cutesy little things that just might illustrate a point for you or something you're doing. Like, hey, we have, a hamburger. We have a burger bar or something going on. Maybe you have a restaurant and you want a fun burger on there. Maybe it's an invitation for your, kids' party or your own barbecue, right? We got like this kind of 4th of July stuff going on. It is not limited to only that. For some reason, we got a little slow here for a minute, but it wasn't showing me all the other things. There we go. No? Huh. It's kind of acting up there. All right, guys. Well, sorry about that. It's not showing me, but you get the gist of illustrations. That's illustrations. And again, actually, we don't stop there. There is some more fun stuff. What I want to show you here too, colors can be changed. So I think my computer's just running a little slow. So those of you who needed a break from my fast speech, maybe we can get that going here. Whew. This is really, here we go. All right. So here you can see, you're like, oh, this is a really cute moon. I totally need to use this, but it's not my colors or what I'm into. So you're going, okay, well, that's clearly the color I needed. And this everything that's green, see, I clicked on the green up here. I now want this blue color. And, maybe I need this this moon color to go to like this vibey here. And now we've changed it. Wasn't that cool? So you might go like, oh, I'm stuck with this illustration, which happens a lot if you're on Google searching for, these clip art things. You're like, well, that's really nice. It just doesn't match anything I'm doing. Here you go. You come in, you find the thing you need, and you can change the colors. So super, super easy. Next is icons. Like we got this yellow background going, right? Next is icons. Now, icons usually are things we're more familiar with that are explaining something that's going to happen or what we do. Just like the little sideways triangle that is the play button, right? That's an icon. That's really what makes an icon different than an illustration. In whole, these are considered just graphics, right? Like as a big whole. So again, you see something like, oh, here's our shopping cart. Buy here, it's our shopping cart here. And, you guys can email us. We got the little email thing. It's kind of not a nice color on this yellow, right? Here we go there. Message me. So you kind of see the difference, right? Between what we were just looking at, these cute, like really, drawings. You got our, math symbols here. We got a little truck, maybe deliver stuff. Like, oh, that again, of course, we can change the colors. Don't you worry. Because if anyone's going to make them look screamingly scary, it's going to be me over here with my crazy backgrounds. So that's that. And you've seen a couple times as I've come here over and over today, this graphics, right? Like, let's just look at that real quick. This whole time, no matter what section I go to here on the left, there's this all photos and graphics. All is obviously showing us all our options here. Maybe I just want to see the photos or I just want to see the graphics, and the graphics are all the things we're looking at. They're just categorized more when we go in all, whereas graphics is just kind of a hodgepodge of all of it, right? So just in case you're like, wait a minute, she hasn't clicked on that. It's just a way of viewing all the stuff. Okay. Hope that helps. So moving down, we got icons, lines. We got lines, guys. It's a line. I hope that's pretty clear. You got a line for, there are going to be circumstances where a line makes sense. Like, I just need something to separate that there. I want this line there. I want, let's click on the all here so you can see all the lines. I want something to, go across this way and something. I want this to go like this. Whatever reason, you don't need your reason. This is you. You get to do it however you want. And yes, of course, you can change the color. Bam. That's a line though. I mean, that's as exciting as it gets. That's a line. However, we're moving on now quickly to frames. I love frames. I don't know why these make me so excited, but I think frames are really awesome. They just make it really easy to make cool stuff when you're using images. So a frame is very similar to a grid, except for the grid, as you know, pretty much uses the entire page, right? It uses the whole image. You saw as soon as I dragged it over, it went into the whole frame there, the whole size of whatever you're creating. Whereas a frame is, I can put this anywhere. I can resize it. I can put it up in the corner. Doesn't matter how I want to do it, but it's going to work essentially the same way with the image. So again, we'll go to an image here. Let's go to our project shop. Oh my gosh, isn't that cute? It looks like a little logo. So we have our little project shop. Let's go back and do another grid frame for you. Let's show you. There's actually one I think is kind of fun to just see how it works. This one, now I will make this the whole page. So you do something like that. Let's go to photos. I always go to my uploaded ones, but there's some great things here. So let's go to photos and let's look at this palm tree thing. I need to drag it in there, right? So you see, this is, something maybe you have some fun thing you want to make, and you're just like, oh, this is a kind of nice, neat background. This is a little different. You got these lines, right? You want to put all those lines in there yourself. Or maybe you're like, oh, it's not the color I want. We can go with like a white background, or I think I have to go in there and change some more stuff, right? Go in here as a white background, right? So maybe, and that's kind of looking Instagrammy there. You throw your shape on that. So let's say, oh, I need to get into my shapes. Throw the shape in there. Oh, look, now I got this. And let's find some fun text. Let's see some besides happy birthday. We got our 101 concepts. Oh my gosh, now it looks like a place I need to go shopping, right? Oops, we did two. That's okay. Undo. All right. So you see that right there would pass almost as something that, a real designer did. So I love frames. I think they're really fun to play with. So that is frames. I think everyone, you got that. You understand frames, right? All kinds of little shapes, just like what you put a picture in, a picture frame. So let's go back to elements. We've only got, and we're already to our last element. Awesome. We're doing good on time here. So last one is the I love Canva. If you are a super Canva fan, you want to shout it to the world and design things about it, or perhaps you're teaching a Canva tutorial and want to create stuff, letting people know you're doing that, then this would be for you. So it's just a bunch of Canva stuff. All right. That's all it is. As you see, Canva love, you rock. I'm not exactly sure what you would call Canva's little mascot here, but it's kind of adorable. And also could be considered kind of, creepy. Depends on what way you go with that. So that's all of it for the elements. We have a couple more things left. They're not as intense as all the things we just went through. So let's see what we can wrap up as quickly as possible. But we went through our photos. We went through grids, shapes, charts, illustrations, icons, lines, frames, and I love Canva. So you guys have seen me doing this the entire time is the text. You see here all these different types of text that are pre-done. Of course, as everything else, it is customizable. So we go here, we say, hello Mother's Day for some reason, hello Mother's Drink, and I can change, the size. I can change. Now, if you're choosing a pre-done one, usually you're doing it because the font already looks nice together. So you can go in and change it, but it's not the most recommended. There is a whole science to font, and these are going together probably because they look good that way. But again, this is what you want to do. Maybe you wanted it smaller. Maybe you want this big hello mothers, which is 82 to be 18. Like, good Lord, look at that. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. You can also change the colors. Like everything else. All right. One neat thing with text as well, I will show you guys. We're going to show you a different one, but those are like your templates. These are your text templates, right? You got that text template, gives you that vibe, fun stuff. You see this kind of silly Parmesan cheese looks a little fun. And then you see these other ones that are very like a wedding or hoity toity, fonts give vibes. That's something we're going to talk about too in our upcoming lessons. Like fonts totally give vibes. And you can really, really give the wrong vibe with the wrong font. I saw a hilarious picture the other day where it was like a kid's babysitter and she had one of those stickers on her car. And for some reason it was in that like creepy Halloween, like font. Like, why would you do that? Maybe it was a joke, but in any case, it was creepy. It just screamed creepiness. So that's your template text. Let's show you the basic when you're like, I don't want any of that. I just want to write something. You just click that box, add a text box. It says text placeholder and you write, this is my text. You got your text. You're like, yeah, but I want it to be super huge. Bam, this is my text. You're like, that's too big. We move it over, we resize it. I think most of you are familiar with using text like this just because that's what life requires these days, whether it's email, good old Word documents, whatever you're doing. So again, you got your colors. But this is what I wanted to show you that I thought was nice. Sometimes you write a bunch of stuff and you go, you know what? This would have looked a lot better if I had everything in capital. That's okay. Just click that button and it makes everything done. Yay! So nice. You want to bullet point that, which would be strange because this is only one thing, but you can. Or maybe spacing. You want these letters really spaced out. Totally spaced out. This is my text. Or maybe it's the line height. You're like, I want this is my and text to be really far away. So you're like, boop, line height. Okay. So an anchor text box is going to say where on the page that you want it. That is also a new one they've done. And I think I have to, oh yeah. And look, these grid lines are amazing. So that's what that anchor text is. And that's text, right? You understand text. I think that's pretty good for most of us. Backgrounds, again, pretty self-explanatory. You'll have all your options here. There used to be very few choices. There are a lot more choices now. Thank you so much, Canva. They are just really stepping it up. You can do so much with just a free account, guys. It's just awesome. So I can do this background, or I can go a little, maybe you're like, wait, look at this. It's oceans and jellyfish. This is ridiculous, Tanya. I just need a plain background. Well, we click up here to solid color. Like, give me that blue. There you go. Don't you worry. We got you. All right. Some lime green. Who doesn't need lime green? Let's just leave that there because it's slightly obnoxious. Lime green. There's your background. Is there anything else I could have possibly tell you about backgrounds? Like, it's a background. There you go. It's going to go in the back. And now we have uploads. Uploads. These are the pictures I've uploaded. So it'd be weird if your section looks like this. Unless you really want this photo of me, I mean, I could totally send it to you. But yours is going to look like whatever you've uploaded. So all the stuff that you have, you like, super happy family in Vietnam over there. Or actually, my son looks a little spaced out there. You'll see that you just, whatever you want, you just have your library here and it'll stay here. What's really nice is when you open any other images, this library stays the same. So it's not like, oh, well, now I need to upload it again. It's here. It's all there for you. It is your library. I also want you to notice that as I'm here on this picture, I click on it and it gives me the usual options, right? Filter, adjust, crop, flip. We saw all those earlier. But on the right here, I can also copy this photo. For some reason, I want two of them. Maybe I'm going to do some like, woo, look at that. I can also do the position. So if I want this to be in the middle or towards the bottom or in the center or in the back, behind things, right? Like this, because you guys have seen some of this before. So, I want this in the forefront. I want it behind. Oh, I accidentally put this picture over my text. I want it to go behind it. That position is going to help you there. Same with transparency. This is going to help you when you want a photo, but maybe you're like, but I want to write something over it. So you can really go with this transparency. You're like, oh, we can't see it at all. That's too much. Here's a little bit and all the way full. Okay. The other thing here you'll see is there's some links. And then we can just get rid of it. Like, oh, that was awful. I hate all of it. This is the difference here, right? This just gets rid of one thing on there that you're doing. So it's taking away a layer. Whereas when you click on the actual page here, this is where I would actually delete a page. So you got rename page, add a new page, copy page, move up. Oh, I want it up here. And then maybe you want to add some notes. You're like, this is my favorite so far. And you got that saved for your references later. And we have the delete, right? That's what we were talking about, delete. And there I am in lime green. Lucky me. Folders, this is for a paid account. So if you've paid for your account, then you can go and set your folders here. And then apps as well. This is a totally new section in the 2.0. This is where you'll see all the other cool things that can be done. And they're calling them apps, but you can actually just purchase them together as what they call a work bundle. And this is where you're going to get your animations, where you can do those like slideshow videos as well as GIFs. Very cool stuff. Really fantastic for Instagram. You also have organization, which I told you just means you can put stuff in folders. You can create your brand kit, which lets you do all your logos, all your colors, all your stuff that you need for your business in one place. All your fonts, custom fonts. There are people who actually have custom fonts. Chanel is a custom font. If you guys have seen Chanel, it's not just, it's like the Chanel font. resizing, which you said just instantly resizes it to whatever size you want. That's a really awesome thing. Image Pro, which just gives you more photos, but I'll give you a couple of things at the end of this lesson of where you can also find some photos for free. Transparent background, that is good for logos and buttons when hopefully it's understandable. Basically, if you've ever gotten a vector file or something from your graphic designer, it means that even though it's on a square, when you move it, it's not going to come up like it's on a square. Let's say you have a circle logo and it's on a square thing. Like if you were in Word, let's say you're in Word and you threw your logo on there, that whole page plus the logo is going to be one piece. Whereas you're like, I just want the logo though. So that's a transparent background, right? I was not planning on explaining that. Maybe I would have had a better explanation for you guys, but that's what that means. And you can't do that unless you have a paid account. So there's that. And then Canva scheduling, that's actually kind of like super cool. That is where you can you create the social media posts as we're doing now, right? So I have this social media post like, oh, look at me in my jacket. I can go, this is the one, let's send it directly to Facebook. So that's kind of a new thing. They also have something where you can use your Facebook photos. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to download it from Facebook and then drag it into my, computer and then drag it into Canva. I'm like, oh, I have this photo on Facebook. You can connect your Facebook, click there, and then just get it directly from Facebook. That's really, really awesome. And then unlimited images. Again, they're just giving you like a ton of images, and I think you can upload as many as you want. I have a ton of images. I have not hit a limit yet, so I don't know what that limit is, but it looks like they're giving you a lot of space to work with. So that making sense to everyone, that was like most of the stuff. We're just going to go through a couple of the little things I want to show you here. This is where you can name this entire file. So I can say Canva tutorial designs, right? And that's what this whole section is going to be called, all of these images collectively together. This is also where you'll see here where I can share my design. Oh, do I want to share with them or send somebody an invite? Or how about this? You're like, okay, she's just made, what did we make? 24 designs. So we have 24 designs. You're like, but I really just like this concepts one. Well, let's see what number. That's number 17. All right, well, let's download it. I want it as a PNG, right? If I'm going to use it for social media, or maybe something else. Maybe I want it as a JPEG, maybe a PDF. I'll give you some options here. And the options will change depending on what thing you're using. So depending on, a resume or something, it's going to give you the options that are most appropriate for that thing. Do I want to download all of them? If you want all of these images and you click download, then it's going to put them all together in a zip file. If you're like, no, I just like number 17, then you can go here and say, there's 17, sweet, done. And then it's going to prepare my design, and then it'll open up your stuff to save it. You'll see all my crazy files there, and that's it. Look at that pop up to let you know that you can also buy stuff. All right. So you'll also see this button here I clicked on, which is next to download. This is the publishing option. Download is an option for your publishing, which just means you're going to get it. Present. You're like, oh, I want to turn all of this into a slideshow. So you have, or to a presentation. These tiny little things to present. Well, they're like, cool. Here, like, tell me how you want to do it, and like, go for it. Let's present. Look, I'm presenting now, guys. I'm presenting within my presentation. You just jump through Canva and you could actually do a presentation, which is pretty cool, very new. You also have, to a Facebook group, Facebook page, on Twitter. Oh, it's an animation. Again, you'll see that little premium thing there. Oh, can you send it to my LinkedIn profile, or perhaps share it on Slack, Pinterest, Tumblr, WeChat? Maybe, can you print this as a business card, please? And this, we're going to have a copy. It's going to be a whole set of steps, guys. But this is all the stuff they let you do. This is totally new stuff. Canva was not doing this even just within a couple months ago. So this is all really neat stuff. That's a 2.0. Print a flyer, like kind of gives you all these printing options. I want to embed it somewhere, right? If you're not techie, that's okay. But if you're like, I want this on my website, this cool image I made, you can get your embed code here and then either do it yourself if you're techie, or give it to someone who can. Awesome. Like you just helped put something on your website. I want to put on my website, right? It's the whole thing we had here. On my Canva profile or purchase some premium elements. Whew, that was a lot of stuff. I think we've covered everything in here. I'm going to stop screen sharing. We're going to hop back over into our webinar here. Hello. Stop that screen share. Hi. Everyone doing okay? It was a lot of stuff. Right? How to breathe. Myself some tea here. Now you understand why I mentioned whiskey as an option. You're like, maybe that would have been a good idea. But it's fun stuff. Like you can do so much with very little understanding. It is made for people like me who are like, what do you mean you can't just move that to there? Like, I just want that over there. And Canva's like, you know what? We get it. And so you can just move that over there. And I love that. It makes sense to me, right? Your designers will hate it because they know all the amazing other things that can be done. Your designer can do a ton more than this, and lots of special effects and things. And there's just so much more they can do. This is never going to replace your designer, but this is going to give you so much power to take care of those one-offs, those little things like I mentioned. I just need this little thing. I just want a little invitation. I just want to make a cute announcement. So that is super, super helpful. Let's see if there's anything else. And I'm just checking our slide presentation real quick. I just want to make sure I'm covering everything I told you guys I would give you. Looks like this is where we left off. We'll go through it quick as possible. Kind of talked about where stuff is. Obviously creating an account, your design style. I don't know if I can go this any quicker. You got your templates. We went through our elements. We got our photos. We got our graphics. Oh, I forgot to mention you can search your photos by contributor. So as you're in that photo and you're like, I really like this style, you can click on the little 3 dots there on the actual photo. It will tell you who took that photo. And if they have any other by that same photographer, it'll pull that up, which is really nice if you're like, I really like this particular style, or that, maybe it's all landscape. And you can see what else that person has done. So that's something I might have missed there. Grids and images, we talked about that. Shapes, charts, you guys saw many charts. We saw fun illustrations. See, there was dinosaurs. I didn't get to show you dinosaur. Icons, as you're familiar with that. Lines, all kinds of lines. Frames, we talked about frames. Canva love. Text, you guys saw that there was the text option on the pre-made text. We saw that there are backgrounds, all different types of backgrounds you can do. We saw that you can do textured backgrounds, how to upload. I didn't show you that. When you click on that, though, you'll see right at the top, it says upload an image. You click on that, and then it's going to open it to your computer or wherever you upload an image. So a few helpful tips. I might have mentioned some of these, but you can find royalty-free photos. You might think, what does that mean? Or why do I care? Because people can sue you. Google Images is not your, bank of photos. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are other people's photos. Some are photos that people make money off of, and they exist on the internet. They don't exist for you to use. This is a huge mistaken thing. And a lot of people think, well, I'm just so small, no one's going to care. And it's actually the opposite. There's always a scam for something, right, guys? And there are people who exist solely to show up and scare you because you are the little guy. You may be the little guy. I'm assuming you're a little guy because we do small business here. But hey, if you're, if Jeff Bezos and you're hanging out here with us learning Canva, hello, I just ordered something from Amazon today. Thank you. And I hope you find this helpful. But besides Jeff Bezos hanging out here, most of us are small guys going, well, I don't have anything to give. And there are people who solely exist to go, oh, I saw that you use this. They use their little scanning software, whatever they do, to find some image you use or saw some image you use that they know is on Google Images. And they'll send you some letter like you're in big trouble. And then you don't have time to probably really pay attention. And you're like, oh my gosh, give this guy the $500 or $12,000 or whatever he's asking for because I'm terrified. And he's cool. He just got his money and he's going to move on to the next. So you as the little guy, yes, it does matter because there people exist just to kind of get you. And of course, maybe the big guy does too. Maybe he's like, hey, you've used like 40 of my photos on your website. Not cool. Hopefully you'll just get a cease and desist and then they would come after you if you didn't listen. But why go that route? So here is my point. Unsplash is a huge website, tons of images, very, for lack of a better definition, Instagram-y type photos. All those kind of perfect picture photos. That's where you can find a lot of those layouts that you see. You're like, who is sitting there laying all these things perfectly on their white desk and taking a photo? The people on Unsplash, that too. They're the ones doing it, and you can find them there. This little "the magic is in you," that's an Unsplash photo. Like I did not put that on my wall, hang a little plant and take a photo. So that is what you're going to kind of stuff you'll find on Unsplash. Of course, people, all those things. But the very, very nice and not your typical stock photos. Completely free. Then you have your Pixabay, Pexels, and barn images, which, believe it or not, is more than just pictures of barns. Again, those are all completely free. And they have a ton of different styles. So there's that. I will say, I know Pixabay for sure. Just a heads up, sometimes you might type in like, oh, I'd like, a grandma or, lovely woman. You might get some like NSFW, not safe for work type of images show up. Now they're not like blatantly like, but I had one time I was looking for something and just a bunch of butts showed up. Total honesty. And I was like, I think my mother-in-law was around. I was like, she's gonna wonder what the hell I'm doing over here. Like there's just butts all over my screen. So true story. Keep an eye out for that. Pexels, barn images. But again, these are all safe sites as well. So I just say that you're not going to get viruses or stuff. These are all very reputable sites in terms of like what you'll download. And then back to the Google thing. If you are just like, no, Tanya, I love looking on Google, then I'm going to tell you how you use it. You're going to go to Google and you're going to do your little image search. And then you're going to see a little thing that says tools. You're going to click on that button and you're going to say labeled for reuse. Whatever shows up after you click that, those are the images that are free to use, open for you to use. And I'll tell you what, more times than not, they're not the image that you actually wanted. So this is why the other images are good. Okay. Why the other places are good. So hopefully that helps you. Page arrangement, I showed you guys that in there, that this is how you move the page up and down. If the order matters to you, just if you're creating a presentation, then very much the order would matter to you, right? So we have that. Picture editing tools. So again, I showed you guys that filter, crops, flip spacing. And then you also have all your text options. We went through all of that, spacing, copy, arrange, transparency. So you guys got that already. Downloading, we went through that. The publishing, you saw all the gazillion options there. Share and collaborate. And then for my people in actual project shop, right? This is our freebie where we always get our first lesson and let people come in and see kind of what we do in here. But my actual project shop, members, if you haven't created your account, create your account already. What were you doing? Go create your account. Once you do that, you have 4 interactive lessons that are already in your assignment sheet. It's really easy. It sounds crazy, like 4, they take like 2 minutes each, okay? So go in there, and this is gonna just make sure that you, instead of just watching me, have actually gone into Canva, you've actually clicked the little things, you've moved some stuff around, and you know how to do all that kind of fast stuff that I did really easily and simply, okay? So you have the link to those lessons. It's gonna be really easy. You're gonna be so stoked that you did them, and that's in your assignment sheet. And what you're going to do after you've done that, you're going to choose social media template. I don't care, whatever social media you are using. So if you are doing, if Pinterest is your jam, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, go into Canva and choose one of those social media templates and determine what it's going to be about. In this particular thing, we have holidays around the corner. So maybe you have a sales announcement, or maybe you just want to make a nice image that says, happy holidays, or whatever your thing is. So this is your task. You need to choose one of the not templates, but one of the design sets. So something for Pinterest, Instagram, whatever your thing is. choose it, like actually click on it so it's open and you saw that whole thing that I had. And then you need to decide what it's going to be about. If you're like, this is going to be for my 20% off sale, or this is going to be for me to announce my challenge, or this is just going to be saying thank you for being an awesome customer. It doesn't matter to me. You get to choose it. And this is all in your worksheet. So again, that's where you're going to write it down. So you have your wonderful worksheets, you have all the links to your tutorials there, and you have a little space to fill out, that you check mark that you chose your image or your template thing, and then that what it's about, right? What it's about. Okay, so that's it. If anyone has questions, go ahead and you can actually, if you're watching the replay, you can submit questions still. You'll see on the right side of your screen, there are some questions. They'll actually be emailed to me. So if you do have questions, you can do that if you're watching this in the actual webinar. If you're on YouTube, shoot it below in the comments and I'll totally be happy to answer any questions you have. Or if I got something wrong, let me know. I ran through this really fast and I know how to use it, but I'm not saying I'm an expert. I just want to show other people how to use it because there's so many like awesome things. So if I miss something, or maybe there's a tip or hack that tell me below. I would love to know about it. And I would love to, maybe you can come in and help us teach about it too. Like, why not? Right? So that would be awesome as well. So I think that's it. If you are interested in Project Shop, you're like, I like this idea. I watch something for an hour, half an hour. I have access to ask questions, and then I have these tasks, and I make sure I finally get something done because I'm not making time for it. And if somebody else is kind of pushing me to do it, if that sounds helpful to you, join Project Shop. It's $15.95 a month, and you have access not just to that month, but you have all the previous lessons, right? So right now we have the 2 lessons in there. You have copywriting, which was super fun. One of the most indispensable, invaluable skills that you need as an entrepreneur, because you are writing emails, you are writing sales things, and more times than not, you're doing it wrong. And it's so important to understand these basic copywriting elements. So if that is something that makes sense to you, then I'm going to put it up right here. What we have is you'll see on the right of your screen that we have the Project Shop. You have Canva, so you'll get this whole month of Canva as we teach once a week, and you'll get the past 4 lessons for copywriting, and it's the same price. So whenever you join, whatever that month is, you have the access to whatever our current lesson is that's going on live. And then you have the library of everything that we're building up. So right now you have copywriting in Canva for $15.95. And hopefully you stick around monthly because you're going to keep learning awesome stuff. And if not, that's okay. You just paid $15 to like learn some cool stuff and to more importantly, you got shit done. Like that's kind of our motto around here is just get shit done, because like I said, this info is everywhere. Like I'm not saying anything that's so amazingly unique. You're like, oh, I would have never known that. But it's having someone kind of hold you accountable, be like, you're going to get it. Now let's do it. Let's actually do it. This is what you have to do to finish it and get it done. That is where the big thing is. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Again, comment. Let me know anything, everything, all things, what you think. Maybe I was talking too fast. I was trying to really wrap this up. I'm actually at 57 minutes. I was like, I don't want to go over 60. So if you're like, we don't care, talk slower. Honestly, I don't know if that's possible, but if that's really the thing, I can learn. Maybe that's something I'll work on. Let me know. But again, I'm TanyaMFK, Build-A-Biz. We do all kinds of fun stuff. We actually do, lessons and stuff like this, but we do retreats. We do all kinds of fun stuff with entrepreneurs as you guys are growing your business, and just holding you accountable. So you have someone like walking along with you, because it can be a lonely place, our entrepreneur bubble, or especially us at home and just, it's easy to do that. So, get out of your bubble, come hang out with, the rest of us who are also building our empires. All right. So, again, you can, Project Shop, all the details are on there. If you click that button, if you're in this lesson, otherwise you can just go to buildabiz.net/Project Shop. And it'll take you right to the page, tell you all of the details there. You can sign up real easily. All right. I hope that covers everything. We're at 58. I'll like slow it down. Like we got like the rest of the couple seconds. I can like chill it out here, but buildabiz.net/Project Shop. Might maybe Project-Shop. I think it's Project Dash Shop. That sounds confusing, huh? I'll have to make a new one for you, but you can check that out there. It's easy enough. Just go to our website, find it there. You just email me, or you can send a message and go, what the hell was that website, Tanya, again? Like, I just can't even hear when you talk so fast. And just message me in the webinar jam, or shoot me a comment down here in the YouTube. All right. So we're down to our last couple seconds. It's like New Year's. It's like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Oh, wait. I was a minute early. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of dorky. All right, guys. Doesn't matter. I'm going to leave a minute early. Been here a long time. Hope that was helpful. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.